Roman when they're trying to get him over still, because that'll just create more problems for him, and people will be chanting for Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles or something when he's out there. So I think less competition is what he's saying for Roman on Raw for baby faces, the better. What did you make of the whole thing, Matt? What was the big surprise one for you? The shocking one? Was there any, if any?
Well, if we're talking about shocking people that moved, I kind of feel, there wasn't many that shocked me. I feel Jinder was kind of shocked, but only because he dropped the title and then Jeff took the title to SmackDown. Yeah. That was the only thing that I was like, I was like, well, I didn't see that coming. And it also kind of makes their match they're going to have next kind of pointless because, Jinder's not going to bring another title back to Raw, so they're kind of drawn a conclusion already there that Jeff's keeping that title. So that's a bit. But I was also surprised Nakamura stayed on SmackDown. I thought, given his new attitude and speaking through the roster of SmackDown, there was a lot of exciting things that could have been there for him on Raw. Mm-hmm. He could have had some pretty good feuds down there. Mm-hmm. I would have liked to see him fighting people like Seth Rollins, and even if he was going to fight Roman Reigns, it might not be the reaction that people would want, but people would like to see Roman get kicked around by Nakamura in the strong style, and I'm sure a lot of people would like to see him getting hit where it hurts.
Absolutely. Well, Jimbo would. Yeah, I mean, for me, Samoa Joe going to SmackDown, I felt was a smart move for him. I think it's good for him. I'm hoping. I mean, I'm a little surprised they went with Samoa Joe going over there, Matt, because he's one of the big guys, and on SmackDown, he could. I mean, he's gone from number 4, in my opinion, to almost on a level with Shinsuke for that spot on SmackDown as being the big heel, depending on how they play it. But it's not a bad main event crop that they've got there, Matt. In terms of the matches that you are going to get, I think that there's a lot of good things there. I mean, I think it's obvious, Matt, you've got AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan. They are probably your two, you go Daniel Bryan being the most over guy, just a little bit more ahead of AJ because of the nostalgia. But then AJ's closely in there at second. And then you've got a fresh Shinsuke Nakamura now, who almost feels like a new character, a new person. I mean, what a lease of life it is for him at the moment. I just feel there's a real freshness there with him. And you've now got Joe, and I feel like you could run with those guys feuding with each other. I don't know in what order you want to go with that first. I suspect they're going to run with Shinsuke and AJ up until SummerSlam, but they may go a different way. But then you could also have Joe and Daniel Bryan building for SummerSlam as well, and then keep that. And there's some great matches to be had there, just in those two lots, and then of course you've got everything else behind it. I think a lot of DX1 said he was surprised that Seth Rollins didn't get the move to SmackDown because he felt that would have been a good spot for him as well, for where he needs to be, because he said as long as Roman's there, he's not going to get past him at that level. So what did you think about that, Matt? I mean, Seth staying, I mean, is it, or are we now sort of just conceding that the likes of Seth and Finn are they're just going to be mid-card guys for a while?
I do kind of feel that holding Seth back a little bit, but it's not a negative thing because I think we said before, we're not going to see much of Universal Champion now that belt is down on Brock. It is pretty much down to Seth to carry the actual load of the title. He's got the Intercontinental belt, and that's what we're going to see be defended majority of the time now. So he has got that kind of spotlight on him. That's what did surprise me. When Jinder came over and he brought the US title with him, I thought Seth was going to go to SmackDown after that point. I thought he was going to take the Intercontinental belt there. So that's when I was like, this whole thing kind of went up in the air. But it's not too bad for Seth. I wouldn't worry too much. I feel like we're going to get some pretty great Intercontinental title matches. And, it's not such a bad thing. That belt has always been one for the workhorses.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, look, like I say, a big shuffle. I don't want to go through the whole lot because I think by this point we all kind of know where everything fits in. As far as feuds that are going to happen here, Matt, obviously, like we spoke about the SmackDown ones. Do you think the likes now? I mean, for instance, Matt, Braun Strowman. Where is he fitting in for you at the moment? Is he still Is he still on the WWE radar, Matt? As you know, I know that we can both agree his character for me has been destroyed, no doubt about it. But he's now in the WWE marketing machine, if you ask me, which it does tell me that as much as I'm not enjoying it, it also shows me that Vince or Triple H or somebody high up definitely has a keen eye on him, because these are the sort of moves that they do to guys when they try. I mean, it's almost like ruining them, but this is the sort of position that they do with these guys, and they like to, you look at him, they're like, oh well, we stuck him out with little Nicholas, that worked for us. He's great with the kids now. What else can we do? He's a big guy, he's very marketable, all the rest of it. Is he almost like a plan B, or do you think that he's just going to be a one-off kind of thing, Matt?
Or maybe there's something we're missing as fans watching these things. Maybe there's some big secret, but it's always the same, isn't it? Every time they get a guy, I mean, we speak about it many times about Big Show, don't we? Like a once in a long time kind of athlete, that kind of physical attribute and the way that he looks. You've got yourself a real life breathing giant, and what do? You turn him into a comedy guy, or you make him a dominant force, only then to have him in a segment which is almost like pure comedy, and that's the same route we're going down with Braun Strowman. It has the great Khali as well. I mean, I know he didn't have the rest.
No, you're right.
A physical presence about him, and what did he end up doing? Dancing around the ring. Yeah. Maybe there's a huge market for this kind of thing. Maybe fans eat it up in some places, but just from a believability thing, there are fans out there that just like to believe, someone of that size is a force to reckon with, and he's not going to be like turning to mush around Alexa Bliss. I mean, maybe a lot of guys do, but for him, he should be focusing on the destruction he wants to lay in that ring, because that's what he came in there about. That's what drew the fans in. That this guy was dangerous, and he didn't want to be around him. Yeah,
well, funny. This is guess what the latest house shows have been on Raw, Matt. Guess what some of the main event matches have been the last few weeks. Because we had Christy email us in, and she said, "Oh my God, OMG, Braun and Roman are now teaming with each other at every house show." And I'm like, how the hell did that continuity come from last year, where they were almost destroying one another? I mean, okay, just because they're baby faces, does that just automatically mean you get a free pass? That it's always been forgotten? Almost seems like it. There's no consistency there with the character's arc or anything. They've been teaming together at every house show apparently. So that goes to show you where perhaps that's all going to end up, which is unfortunate, because I think those two guys had some really good matches, and I think probably one of Roman's more better opponents, because Braun is bigger than Roman, and you kind of do want to cheer a little bit. Well, I wouldn't, but I'm sure there are fans out there that find it difficult to cheer for Roman at the best of times. But at least if he's going against a more dominant guy who's obviously physically bigger and stronger on the eye, you kind of, there's a little bit more sense of compassion for Roman. But not the best move if they're teaming them up at house shows for me. Samoa Joe over on SmackDown. Obviously, we spoke about that. Finn Balor. A lot of people were surprised that he didn't make the jump in all this. I think a few people were expecting that, but then they're not going to have the likes of Finn. They're not going to have an indie roster, are they, Matt? Where they just have Seth, Cesaro, all those guys. I mean, in an ideal world, we'd love that, but WWE are not going to do that. Of course they're not, because they need the backbone on Raw. Those guys have got to fill in the minutes for the matches when all the fluff's going on around it. So, what did you make about the switch, Matt, of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn? And did that come off well enough? I was a little disappointed, Matt, that they didn't listen to us, Matt. They didn't go along with our fantasy booking about being on NXT, because I think that would have worked well for a month or so.
Yeah, it definitely confused me. It kind of makes me feel like, did they have other plans? I mean, it didn't feel like that was the original plan. It didn't feel very smooth. They went through that match and then they both lost. I kind of felt like that opened up an avenue for them to invade other shows and try and get a position there. It's not such a bad thing going back down to NXT, is it? I mean, the matches they put on down there are incredible. We know Sammy and Kevin do that, so you know, especially when it's so light down there after these call-ups, it would have been a perfect decision, really. It's not like Raw need Sammy and Kevin. I mean, they're great at what they do, but you know, that's a stacked roster as it is. So I feel like they get given more time down on NXT for sure. It just kind of feels like, you know, that plan miles in the works, and then they just got cold feet or something and pulled the plug and went, no. Let's just have them on Raw. We'll just say Stephanie says, because like people got so whatever she says goes, and no one's going to argue with that.
Yeah, I thought that was ridiculous, that whole reasoning. But yeah, I mean, look, they're not gonna have anything great for them on Raw, I'm guessing, in the next few months. I just can't see it myself. And you know, I kind of thought to myself, like, if they were down on NXT, they're gonna get, you know, what? Say if you had them just there for 3 months. One, it gets more eyes on NXT that maybe don't normally watch NXT because you know that Owens and Sammy are going to be on it. Secondly, I mean, they could have done something pretty cool where it looks legit, like they maybe turn up at a few of these, you know, like, you know, now they've partnered with a few of these indie promotions. Just send Kevin and Sammy to some of them, and you know, get the other media looking in without WWE cameras, because we know WWE with Triple H are now open to doing those kind of things. I'm not saying working matches, but just show up kind of thing. Just get there, you know, Christ, did you see they were there? This is unusual. And by the time you build to something quite like a big pay-per-view, like a SummerSlam, they will be so fresh. People are going to want to see those guys, or, you know, not want to see them, whatever your stance is with them. But, you know, causing mayhem on the main roster. And I think that would have been a real cool thing to do, and something decent for them to do in the next 6 months, because, you know, you just feel like, really, they're just going to be plunked into the mid-card. I mean, I don't really see what happens there. Matt, of course, we saw The Miz ending up on SmackDown. Lots of people quite happy with this. They think that the Daniel Bryan-Miz storyline should pick up at some point, that should be the one maybe going into SummerSlam with, that The Miz could, you know, really, and Daniel Bryan will benefit strongly from it. What do you think to The Miz going there, Matt? And does it open up an avenue for, you know, bigger things for him?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds pretty good to me. It's a kind of one of those issues that's been a long time in the making. I think we should be lucky enough to get a little preview of this, because I think when WWE is coming over to the UK, one of the matches they're advertising is The Miz versus Daniel Bryan. So we should get a little sneak peek into what that will be like, which I think they will work well together. I feel like Miz is very consistent in that ring, and you know, we all know how good Daniel Bryan is. I'm sure they won't put a foot wrong in there. And the way it's almost like they knew this was coming, but they obviously didn't. But the way Miz has built this feud up for the last 2 years, and the things that he has said, some deeply personal things about Daniel Bryan, it's like real shoot on him like that.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like there should be some legit heat. Because at one point, Daniel Bryan did literally just walk off the set. I think he had enough.
Yeah, no, you're right. So, yeah, that would be good. I mean, it's about time. And the good thing with Daniel Bryan, he's such a passionate guy. That this is the big difference. You can tell, you can really see Daniel Bryan's passion. And he's not acting. He's genuinely that passionate about things. And I think that's what fans buy into. I think it's why he's liked. He's the most popular guy on the roster, because there's just a real genuine sincerity there about, you know, being that happy to be able to perform and, you know, loving the craft he does. And obviously you mix The Miz in there with those emotions, and he's really good at playing up. He's so good at doing that. Yeah, it should be pretty good gold. I mean, it should be magic to see that feud and how that goes out. So, I mean, overall, Matt, who do you think got the better deal? Do you think Raw going forward, or do you think SmackDown?
Well, yeah, Raw's always going to be the A show. It gets 3 hours, so it has more time to showcase the talent on that show. But I think if you're going to go pound for pound, I think SmackDown got the better deal. I mean, they've only got 2 hours, but it just goes to show that the quality of people they have there, they didn't even get to show all of their newly acquired superstars on the latest episode of SmackDown. They got so much going on, so they had to say to some of them, wait until next week and we'll show you what we have. So I think like the variety is good. Like some weeks, and it's not such a bad thing, some weeks you won't see a certain superstar, and then you'll see them come back, it'll be fresh. It's not like you'll get bored of them.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I think that might actually work to their benefit, because you know, if they're just going to come out there and do the same old match, maybe a different way, it's like, who cares? But if you